welcome once again to Let's Talk Marriage. This is Pastor Larry coming to you this Wednesday afternoon with Let's Talk Marriage. All right. We're going to get right on into our program. I hope everyone is doing well. If you woke up this morning, you are doing well. All right, we're going to get right on into our program. Our program today, we're going to be talking about watching for red flags in a relationship, or watching for red flags in a potential soulmate or a potential someone that you're thinking about getting married. They're leaning toward getting married. We want you to watch for red flags. We kind of covered this a little bit sometime on the program in the past, but we're going to talk about it again because there's so many women out there, or so many women, sisters, aunts, nieces that are being deceived by so many different people. And we've said it on the program so many times. Just because someone is going to church does not mean they have the best potential or the best things in mind about you and about your welfare. So we're going to give you some signs or some things to watch out, some red flags to watch out in a potential person that's interested in you, and they sound real smooth and everything. First of all, you should be praying about it whenever someone is saying that they're interested in you. You should really be talking to the Lord about it and praying about it, and seeking the Lord for it before you make any kind of rash decisions or make any kind of moves. And some of the red flags that you're going to look for, we're going to go over a few of them here. The first one is love bombing. Love bombing is or rushing into a relationship too quickly, often with grand gestures and signs of emotional manipulation. Can bring a big red flag. Sometimes you run into these people, and all of a sudden you just met them, and all of a sudden they're getting real serious about you and trying to move real quick. Be cautious of that, because you don't know that person, and we've said it on the program so many times. Make sure you get to know these people, because if you don't get to know these people, they're not going to show you their true self. And unless something comes up, you have to see them in all elements. You have to see them when they're angry, see them how they handle disappointments, see how they handle themselves when you're around their friends or your friends. You have to watch all things. You have to be very cautious. And we're making these doing this program again, touching on this subject because again, so many of our young ladies are being deceived by guys, whether they're by men, whether they're in church or outside of church. And it's a shame that you can't really, sometimes you can't even trust the ones in church. That's really a bad omen when you can't trust the ones in the church. The second thing is lack of appreciation. On the other end of the spectrum is the feeling as though your partner doesn't cherish you. Maybe they stop sending you texts or check in throughout the day. When you have someone that's constantly saying, you didn't call me, or why didn't you call me? I text you 10 times and you didn't answer. That's a red flag. That means that they are controlling people. And the sad thing about it, a lot of times these young ladies, they know this about these guys, and they go ahead and marry them thinking they're going to change them. But you are not God. You can't change someone. If someone is acting foolish, or you see those red flags before you get married, do not marry them. There's a reason why there are red flags. And sometimes the Lord will send you, will ask the Lord, let me know if this is the right one. And the Lord let him show his true self, and you'll have all kind of red flags, and you just ignore them and go ahead. And some people will even tell you, oh, that's not the one for you. And just because of their social status or just because their financial status, you'll go ahead and marry them. Just because somebody is financially sound and socially set does not mean that they're the right one for you. You have to look at these red flags, and sometimes your first impression is your best impression. Lack of appreciation. We just was talking about that. Maybe they stop you stop sending them texts like you used to, and then all of a sudden you don't love them like you think they should. Boundary crossing. That's the third red flag. Someone crossing your boundaries is a huge red flag. Read notes. Boundaries are something you put out there because they are there to protect you. For instance, if you tell them that you are uh, going to church, you're saved, you do not have premarital sex, and then they try to cross that boundary or try to talk you into it, or they just showing up at church just because you said that, and all of a sudden they are interested in going to church, but they're not really interested in going to church. They just there to get from you what they started out for. And they're crossing your boundaries. If you set those boundaries, if they love you, they should be able to respect your boundaries. And if they're crossing your boundaries, that's a real serious red flag. Okay, now let's go to the next one. Number 4, lack of communication. Problems are inevitable in any relationship, and but communication is what helps to work through tough spots and disagreements. If someone shows you unwillingness to communicate or signs of emotional unavailability, it is essentially like shutting the other person down. Wherever they try to raise a concern, no, they don't want to explain it. They don't want to talk about it. They just shut you out and shut you down. That's another red flag. So that means that if you get in a relationship with this person and something comes up, they're not going to want to talk about it. They're not going to want to discuss it with you. They're not going to communicate anything with you. Your house could be in foreclosure and you won't even know it because they haven't told you anything. And usually people like that, uh, they'll handle all the bills and everything and won't tell you anything. Your name is not on anything, and the next thing you know, somebody putting a red note on your door saying foreclosure, and you had no clue of what was going on because there's lack of communication, and they don't want to discuss it all. So let me handle this. I got this, baby. I got this. Trying to act like they going to take care of things, and they're not taking care of things. And the next thing you know, you're in financial hot water. So that's a big red flag. Unwilling. Here's another one: unwillingness to compromise. If you in a relationship with someone and they're talking with you, both of you are talking about marrying, getting married, and they're unwilling to compromise. Just think, they don't even have papers on you yet. Can you so you can imagine what they're gonna do after you walk down the aisle? They're really not going to be communicating with you. So we have to make sure that we are watching for these red flags, unwilling to communicate or compromise, unwilling to compromise. So they're not going to compromise. Everything has to go their way. If it's not their way, then they get an attitude. So you have to make sure that you watch these people, see how they are doing when they upset, how they handle stress, and you have to know all aspects of these people. You even have to know their social security number. You even have to know their credit history because sometimes they'll tell you one thing or talk one thing, and the next thing you know, you get involved with them. Oh, put it in your name, because I'm having some problems, or I got locked out of my bank account. I'll tell you anything. And with the weather, going to be changing pretty soon, they're going to be looking for somewhere to live. So do not, if they have not married you yet or have not talked about being married, do not let them in your house, because if you let them in your house, that's never going to come up. So, or they're going to take their time doing that. So you have to make sure that they're not you not running and that watch for that red flag of unwilling to compromise. Here's another one: gaslighting. Gaslighting is a form of manipulation and blame and shifting often comes down to the fact that the person is not validating your experiences in reality. Uh, you can disagree with them, and but then they're going to put you down, and they're always talking down to you and making you feel belittling you. And if they were doing that before you get married, that is a red flag, ladies. Do not do. I repeat, do not settle down with these people thinking that you're going to change them, because these people are grown and you cannot change a grown person. That's why we have to understand that even as ministers, we can't change a person. We can teach a person, but we cannot change them. Only God can change a person. So we have to make sure that we are watching out for these red flags. And when you see these red flags, they are put there for a reason. God is giving you a warning not to go in any deeper in this relationship. Inconsistency. If you feel as though you're always on your toes and unable to predict what's going on, and he got a hot temper one minute and he's cold the next minute, and he's calm the next minute, and next minute he yelling and acting crazy and throwing things up against the wall, and the next minute, oh, you know, I love you, and bringing flowers and stuff. He bipolar. that is that is a red flag, ladies. Do not, I repeat, do not go any further in this relationship. Run for your life. These people are crazy. All right. Put downs. We talked about that. That's where they talking down to you and always got something negative to say. They never lift you up. They never say anything positive about you. Even your cooking is not good enough for them. They put your cooking down. They put everything you do down. When you your dreams are not, they silly. You know, they say your dreams are silly. Watch these people. They are not. Telling you, ladies, they will not change. They've already showed you who they are. If they show you who they are, believe them. That's who they are. Here's another one, a real good one, and we kind of touched on it earlier in here. But number 9 says controlling behavior. That is a good red flag. That red flag goes up. All your caution signs should come up. When you have someone that's very controlling and they always want to put on this, wear this, do this. You don't look like this. My last lady used to do this. You ought to do this. And my mom is real controlling. They want to control everything that you do. They want to control who you hang with and things like that. That is a big red flag. Here's another. Number 10, annihilation. That is one of the most dangerous, aside from abuse, one of the most dangerous red flags there is. What annihilation does is these are the people that get you away from your family. They get you away from your loved ones, and they take you to places or move you out of state or out of town where your family can't get access for. And that's a cause. That's where abuse come about. When they get you off to themselves, they can be abusive. You really, they make it seem like you have no one to run to or no one to turn to. So we have to make sure that we are watching out for that. Number 10, annihilation, where they alienate you from your family and your friends and your loved ones, and you know, get you off to somewhere where they can control you. That's come back to number 9, I believe, where they're trying to control you. So these are things that we have to really, ladies, these are the red flags. You have to make sure that you are watching out for these red flags. And here's number 11, which is a big one. Excessive lying. When you can catch him in several lies, trust me, ladies, it's not going to change. I don't. If you any of these things on this red flag, if they come up, I don't care if he looked like what I was say, Denzel back in his day or whoever. I don't care how good looking these people are. These people are not for you, and this is not your soulmate. So you should not be making plans to go further in this relationship. Run for your life, because if you do, you're gonna get You're going to get trapped up. You're going to get caught up in a lie. And this is what goes on. And sometimes these people are even in the church. This is what's the sad thing about it. It doesn't necessarily mean, because sometimes you can be someone outside of the church that is more honest than some of our church people. That is a shame. It's sad to say, but it's true. That's number 12 is jealousy, where they get so jealous. They checking your phone. They going through your, who's that you talking to? They want to know everything that you're doing. They showing out now and coming up out of the bushes. you walk into your car, they just pop up out of the bushes like a ninja or something. Because they jealous, hiding in the bushes, spying some binoculars. It's a red. He crazy. So you need to run for your life. Get away from these crazy people. Some of these people are a hot mess. And they're right, a lot of them are right up in the church, on the deacon board, they're ministers. Watch these people. They are wolves in sheep clothing. The Bible, and when you say, Lord, show me if this the right one, trust me, the Lord will show you. It's what you do after he shows you. Don't ignore these red flags. Look at these red flags and make sure you are honoring these red flags and say, hey, I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to go this route. And the number, here's another one. Abuse. That is the major one. If they were abusing you while you were seeing them and you go ahead and marry, you think they're going to change, or sometimes you even go as far as having a child with these people. Do not do that, people, because then you're going to get a child in the mix of all this chaos. When these people are abusing you, the first time they show abuse or violence, you run for your life. Do not stay in that relationship. I'm keeping it real. Stay out of these crazy relationships. And then number 15, hot and cold behavior. We just talked about that. 1 minute they just all lovey-dovey, and the next minute that's part of abuse as well, because they abuse you 1 minute, and next minute, oh, I'm sorry, baby. It don't ever happen. I'm just going through some things. Brothers got to go. No. Do not accept that. And if there's someone that's being like that, they need help. They need to get them some help. And these are the things that you need to make sure that you're looking out for. And when you get in these relationships, make sure that you talk to the Lord and say, Lord, if this is the right one, show me. And a lot of times he will show you the right signs. This is Pastor Larry. We're going to be signing off until we meet again. I hope everyone have a wonderful holiday. This is the last summer holiday. It came so quick. The last summer holiday is coming up. And remember, ladies, watch out for the red flags. And another one that's not even on this list is watch out for them ones that living in their mama basement. Make sure. I'm so sick of grown folks living in their mama. Make sure you watch out for these people. Watch out for them. Because these are all red flags. These are things that you don't get it. Let them get themselves together. Stop jumping in from one relationship to another. Stop getting serious so fast with these people. Let them show you who they are first. Because if you allow enough time, you ask enough questions, trust me, they will show you who they are. This is Pastor Larry. Until we meet again, we're going to be signing off with Let's Talk Marriage. Now remember, we're having services at New Zion Christian Center, located at 15014 South Plain Street in Plainfield, Illinois. This is Pastor Larry. Until we meet again with Let's Talk Marriage. All right. Now watch out for red flags.